Good morning, friends from all over, from everywhere. I hope you're doing well today on this Sunday morning. I'm doing pretty good, all in all, what I have to say. I got some sleep, a little bit of sleep last night. I did better the last couple days. And got my yapping out. Man, I yapped the last couple days like you wouldn't believe. Yapping all over the place, talking about this and that kind of thing. And it's been a while, and I was rusty at it and that kind of thing. So hopefully I didn't bore too many people. I thought it was interesting. I watched it last night. While I was watching it, my brother-in-law, the infamous James or Nightfire, called. He was so excited. They are moving his days off from Tuesdays and Wednesdays to Thursdays and Fridays. Now it may take a month and that kind of thing, but family night is going to change nights. So I don't know. We were just getting settled in on what we're doing, but we're able to change and we'll adapt. I'll work with him and his family to find out what's best for them. This time I gotta watch out a little bit for me, watching my rest and taking care of myself. So I got to do that. So I got doctor's appointments on Tuesdays and Wednesdays usually. So yeah, I'm gonna work with him, figure out what the best is. But as time goes on, as he gets things settled in, him and his family, I will let you know. So that'll be changing up. I haven't put it in. My schedule is in Twitch under schedules. It's all in there. Has been for a little while. And says I play from 7 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we do Bachelor cooking on Sunday. So that's what it's saying in there. I will add the new day to that schedule when it comes up. So we'll see what we can do on that. See what else is happening. I remembered I was watching a streamer this morning, and she's very nice. I like her incredibly so. She is so smart and got her stuff together, or getting her stuff together. She's a bit chaotic, but she's ahead of the game. If she doesn't realize it, she's ahead of the game, and she's gonna be turning 30. I think next year, 30. And all these people out there, it's like Home Alone. 30! Oh my god, you're ancient. No, you're not ancient. There's nothing wrong with 30. It's perfectly fine. It's all up here. All up here. And you want to be like, I wanted to say, get in there and say something like this, what brought up my thought. My mother, she was talking about dreaming and having kids and all that kind of thing, which she'll have to figure out. And but my mom in her 30s had four kids, three boys and a girl. We were a handful. We were always going on about this and that. My mom owned her own businesses. She did her own thing. She's very active. She was a firefighter before we moved out into the country in Asheville, Ohio. And so outside of Circleville Pumpkin Show. It might have hit the news once or twice in your area. It's during the fall, October, September, October, or the fair, the state fair. So that's about now. So basically, so she had four kids, and we'd play Nintendo, and Mom would want to play Nintendo with us. We got a Nintendo. I think I was 12, which would have been about 82. Let's see, 12. No, it would have been about 87. About 87. I'd have been 12 years old. and 88, 87, 88, whenever Nintendo first came out. And we'd play Super Mario Brothers, and we'd get the Nintendo magazines and all the cheat codes and all that kind of stuff on how to get the infinite one ups and how to get through the boards and kind of, the magazine that all the YouTube takes care of now. See, there's the magazine before the YouTube. The YouTube's better, less effort, more description. Um, but we'd go through and play games and everything else, and we'd play that Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers, and we'd play Duck Hunt, and we'd play. There's this helicopter game that Dad liked to play. My stepfather, my dad, and he liked to play it, but I never saw him play it too much. And one time we came home from work, and Mom had paused Super Mario Brothers, and she was at level 9 on the level 9, level 4, whatever the second to last boards were for the end of Super Mario Brothers. She beat all of us. She got to the farthest on the boards, and she was a super mom. Mom, 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 and she was super awesome. Now, wouldn't you like? I wanted to say it'd be good if you wanted to be a super mom and play video games with your kids or your nieces and nephews or whatever it happens to be in your 30s and 40s and be that super cool person that gets the best on the boards and everybody, all the kids look up to because you're so cool. And my mom was that person. She was so cool. She got all the way up to the last board. I think she ended up beating Super Mario Brothers before any of us did. She loved that game. She loved Donkey Kong and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, the age thing, it shouldn't let it bother you. I've been playing video games for 36 years, you know, and Mom just quit playing video games because she just couldn't do it anymore. But she did love them all the way into her 50s, 60s. So there's nothing wrong with that, you know. She's a very sweet woman, very nice. She liked to do it. She liked the entertainment. She had an Atari when she was younger. So, this whole age thing, it's the only thing different is you quit acting a fool, I'm hoping. Some of these cats and some of these streams act a fool. Just a straight up fool. I see them and they're in their 30s or whatever. These streamers are in their 30s and having these young people act just foolish, talking all kinds of crap about women and just all kinds of just muck, garbage, and really propagating this whole delusion of how women should be talked to and how they should be talked about. Just really, the stuff once you get into corporate America or into a job, a job, you talk like that shit, and they're going to fire your ass. They may press charges against you. There's things called zero tolerance policies. All that crap you talk and everything else. And if you talk offline like that, they can get you for that. So all these streamers and everything else getting these young people to talk all kinds of garbage and hateful and just sexual orientated explicit stuff about women and their own body parts and everything else. It just not accepted in corporate or anywhere else. So I'm hoping to tie it all together that between the age of 29 and 30 there's this epiphany hits them and say, well, I got a job now. They don't expect me to, they fired George over here for talking smack. And if I'm making some loot you know, and cashing that check every Friday. I got me a nice little crib. I got a nice car. You know, I shouldn't be talking like that. It just kills me. So, I don't know. I've never seen the abysmal this pit except for, in the more adult entertainment areas. So, it makes me wonder. I ain't even going to say that. That's horrible. So, for that, I let that just kind of hang there for a minute and kind of chew on it. So, what else is going on? It is Labor Day weekend next weekend, the official end of summer, the unofficial end of summer. But it's the end of summer next weekend. Pretty soon after that, the clocks would go back or forth or whatever they're doing. Spring forward, fall back. You get an hour's sleep. I wish they'd just do away with it. And turn back around from there. So it's going to be the Labor Day weekend. We're going to do a pasta bake and in the foodie and chill out and have a good time that Sunday. But I noticed this morning, what is it, about 6:30, the sun was just starting to creep up in the clouds. Horizon hadn't even lifted off the horizon yet. It is fall, people. Where has the summer gone? What have you gotten done this summer? I talked about at the beginning of summer that I was going to work on my laptop, work on myself, and be a better person, be more, I don't know, at peace, basically, in the big span, big term of the word. And turn back around from there, not spend no money, and really hang out around the house. So I've hung out around the house. I've got that done. I've gotten my chores and taken care of the place and fixed some stuff up and gotten that done. So I got that done. I got to call the contractor tomorrow. I'm gonna have to take a 15-minute break during stream. Say about 8 o'clock. Call the contractor so you get him out here to fix the underpinning of the mobile home here, where he was in there and replace all the plumbing, and it all popped open where he stuffed so much insulation in it, which is what it needed. But there's a couple things in it questionable, and but he needs to seal it all back up. So with that, what else is there? Oh, and so I got a laptop that really sucked up all my money supply, and doing the best I can with the bare necessities, the bare necessities, the bare necessities of life. So just going through, doing my thing. And as for finding inner peace, I feel like I've made one or two steps towards that. I'm doing better, a little bit more free thinker, not as anxious to speak my thoughts. When I speak my thoughts, they're not so chaotic. From being jumbled up, from being in the anxiety and the stress and just the lack of use. So I think I've improved myself in that much. Uh, I think I'm trying to be more positive in a lot of things. I do have a temper. You don't see it very often. I do have a temper, and I keep very well control of it. My parents conditioned me. Now you can think of a ninja being conditioned to behave in a certain way. So, basically I was conditioned, not as a ninja, now you're taking things too far, to keep control of my temper. My biological father had a temper and everything else, and My mother made sure that mine doesn't go out of control. So I got beatings and all that stuff if you want to know. And anytime I lost it, got aggravated or upset at something, I was punished. So I've kept in control over that, even though all the hell and turmoil I have gone through in my life in the last 17 years alone. The last couple of years have been a lot better, but it's been tough. Getting back on my feet has been really tough. Standing up has been really, really tough. And making it through um, all the stuff that I've talked about has been just hellacious nightmare. So I made it. I did it. And I read afterwards that really inspired me, and words of other people, smart people, and good, common, down home, good hearted people, is I didn't let it break me to the point where I was bitter and angry and just hateful. I'm still kind, I still help other people, even though I was broken to the point of, my mentals and everything else, they did not break my kindness. That part of me they did not break. So I can thank my parents for that, my mom and my dad for showing me love, and my sister, and my younger brother Eli and his family, Eliza and James and the girls, and Eli's kids, Landon, Reese. She's just a little angel. She's just a little angel, a little fighter, like all of us are. And basically from there, I didn't lose myself to the depth of the darkness. So I was able to hold on to the good side of me, and I've really watered that this summer, and I've nurtured it, and I think it's really really come through and really really developed strongly. I say I love you guys. I love you guys. Free love, free love. You guys are awesome. Thank you. You guys are awesome. You don't have to give me money, nothing else. Just put up with my therapy. Me going through therapy every day here with you, trying to take care of myself and figure out things. You guys have been a great help and watched out for me. And there's people when I was really upset and jumped in and intervened and tried to help me. And that was this summer. At the beginning of the summer, well, in late winter. And I want to thank, well, it was actually late fall last year. So, I want to thank all those people, Lats, and there's another young person that helped me out and everything else. So, uh, thank you. Thank you. So, and I'm very proud of myself, and pride comes before the fall, is what they say. But I'm very happy to have that kindness, to give that kindness, to share that love, to give that love freely without it taking away tons and tons of myself. I have it grows back, and that's the thing. It grows back, and I'm able to give more of it out. Everybody gets depleted when they give parts of themselves out. But mine grows back, and it's plentiful, and that kind of thing. And I'm very happy, and I'm sharing that, and I'm nurturing that in relationships with other people and mending things, mending where I was so sick and everything else. I caused all kinds of problems for the people I care about and people I took care of before I got sick. So I'm very happy. So I see myself improving. I really do. So I'm very happy with that. And streams, they've come around. They have come around. They are doing phenomenally well. It has been amazing to watch the development of it. Over the last, I don't know, 18, 19 months since I moved here. And I got online, I think, in January 24. And had my old laptop. Then I had to go to the console, or yeah, console and laptop. Then I had to go directly to the console because my laptop crashed. Then I had just the console, or the console and the camera. That's what it was. And then I got a new laptop. And once I got this new laptop, the heavens of streaming opened up to me, and it has been glorious. My social footprint has really become unbelievable. I'm recognizing a few things. I put things out there, and love, 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 love. And I try to put a lot of that out there because you never know when somebody's kind words and good nature and caring and kindness when you're having a bad day, you don't know how much it helps you unless you forget, unless you're standing right there in the shoes of that person. And the kindness that people showed me, the last couple of years, well, the last 17 years, my parents have been incredibly kind. They dealt with a lot, and I understand that. My sister, she dealt with a lot, and she's still kind, and my brother. So I'm very grateful, very grateful. So I am blessed. These are my blessings. I'm very happy, and I should talk about them more. So I have come back from the depths of death, a mental death. I was over medicated and a physical death. I've come back from the brink. So nobody had hope for me. Nobody, they thought I was done. And I am blooming once again. So thanks for all the love and the nurturing from other people. Really helped me make it through. And I want to thank you. And then all my doctors, good doctors. I've had some really, really horrible therapists and some really horrible, horrible nightmare evil doctors. Literally evil doctors. And it's made me stronger. It's made me think for myself. It made me work on myself more because I wanted to get better. It made me do things and take action, take initiative, and make decisions instead of just be floundering around somebody trying to show me the way. I had to figure out the way. And I think for real healing, people can get you on your feet a little bit and brush you off a little bit. But for you to heal, you have to take those steps for yourself. You have to go out there and venture off and get banged up, get dinged up, get knocked down again, maybe knocked over. But, those people, your foundation people help you back up, your doctors and everybody else, and your family and your friends, and get going. Like Jessica, she's been a great friend. She has been there for me. I really appreciate her. I miss her, but she's doing her thing, and I wish her the best in that. I really do. I really wish her the best in that. So, other than that, summer is almost over, guys. So I hope you've done the things that you wanted to this summer. I always say it, and I was talking to my mom last night, and another one of her friends died, and she was upset. She's angry. A bunch of her friends have died. Everything else. Poor woman. Her birthday's coming up. Everybody's scared to death. Death, literally. And I love her. And, I wish she'd stay another till she was 85, 90. It'd be wonderful. But she's had a hard life, and she's worked hard to provide for us kids, along with my stepfather, my dad. They worked there. They worked many and many, a scar and everything else, broken bones and everything else to take care of us kids. They sacrificed tremendously for the well-being of us kids. And now they're taking time for themselves, which is understandable. They thought they had more time. And I was talking to her last night. She was like, she said something. I said, well, that was kind of mean. She said, oh, I just found out that a year ago one of my other friends have died, and she was upset. I said, Mom, I said, I tell people every day on stream. I tell my peeps. I call you guys my peeps, and I tell people. I said I tell Liza and James, and I tell them, and I say, don't know how much time you got on this earth. I said, it's the people and the experiences that really matter. You got to have a house. There should be a nice house to raise a family in, if that's what you're doing, or to live in. So you should have a job. You should be doing all that stuff to be a member of society. But that put aside, friends, family, relationships are what's truly important. I said the imprint that you leave with other people, relationships you have, are what's the most important. And they have had phenomenal relationships. They've been phenomenal people, very active in communities and everything else. Very, very good people. And sacrifice when they got burned for bad people. They sat there and they helped other people, and and got burned because of it. They got used and abused, but they still did it, and they did it again. A little smarter, a little wiser, but I said that's what matters. And she sent me a nice little note afterwards, and so guys, you don't know how much time you got. I told her, I said, put some food in a basket. I said, throw it together, go over to mom and dad's house, and have a picnic. Say, hey, I was thinking of you. I was thinking of you. I want to come over and have a picnic. We'll sit here and break bread with you. Relax and have fun. Have some laughs. Maybe sit down and have coffee. Something. Spend time. And I read, and this was one of the things that set me off against somebody I deeply care about. If, and I always have, if somebody really cares about you, they will find time to spend with you. If they don't find time to spend with you, they didn't really care. Now, that was my mistake. And when I was married, I worked my ass off, and I spent some time, but I stayed up for days, literally for days, and like 3 or 4 days one time, and that was a common thing, and I tried to do what I could, but I was a zombie and everything else, and I just trying to make it work with the family. But I got sick. I got horribly, horribly sick, uh, mentally and physically immobilized. Basically to the point where I couldn't leave the house. I had medications. I couldn't go on road trips. I was pretty much stuck to the house. And my finances didn't allow me to go anywhere, do anything, or anything else. And certain people didn't take the time or effort to stop by. I said, why don't you come by and we'll have a cup of coffee? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Never showed up. And I was going through some really hard time, could use some advice. There in the medical field, could have gave me some advice, helped me out, seen where my problems were, maybe a little bit, gave me some advice on how to make things better. But no. Somebody really does care. So, live by what I said. If you really do care, stop what you're doing and go spend time with that person. That friend, that cousin, that aunt, that grandma, grandpa. Go spend time with them. The video games could wait. That's the God honest truth. The video games can wait. Break bread with them, sit down and have a meal. It doesn't have to be real expensive, just time consuming. Instead of grinding 250 hours to get to level 400 on Destiny 2, take a day, 10 hours or whatever, and go spend it with your mom and dad. Go over there, make some lunch, cook on a grill. So we've made all kinds of little recipes that'd be fun to make at mom and dad's house. If you're young, if you're in your 18, 19, 20s, a lot of these recipes are simple. So hey, mom, I seen this guy on TV, or I get all mine from the internet. Find one on the internet, practice it a little bit at home, and say, hey, I want to cook you dinner. Come over and have dinner with me. I used to love. My parents sat right over here on my big, nice Italian table, and I made them all kinds of meals, and we cooked. I made apple pie and cherry pie. Dad loved the cherry pie. Loved the cherry pie. And it was Marie Callender. Throw it in the oven. It was like $8, $10, but it was marvelous. And I take it out. Here, guys. Here's a pie. I got a pie. We just have a good time and sit here and joke and break bread in my house. In my house. My brothers and siblings, my sister and James and the girls and the kids, we have all broken bread in my house. And I loved it. Honest to God, I loved it. I helped with the food. Sometimes they brought KFC over, big old thing of KFC. We had to microwave it, but it was still food. It was still together. It was the holidays. There's nothing better than that. Happy, happy, good times. So the holidays are coming, guys. You don't have to do a big get together. My house was full of kids and people, and there was no place to sit. I didn't have no chairs, and we made it work. I sat on the floor, and we made it work. But do little things. Have your friends over for dinner. Hey, I found this recipe, and I want to cook it, and we'll try it out, and let me know what you think. We'll come over and we'll have a couple glasses of wine, and have a couple more glasses of wine, and cook it with a little bit of wine, and if you have too much wine, you get to sleep on the couch. So make the best of life. Invite it. People are the treasures of life. And there are so many evil, twisted people out there that ruin it. Selfish, self-centered people. Hateful ass people. Don't be one of them. Change your ways. Nurture. Grow that relationship. It may take you a while. It's taken me a long time to start to heal the wounds of what I've done to my family being sick for all those years. And I was out of control. I was horrible. I was awful. I was in my own nightmare, living every day. And they lived in it with me. They had to deal with me, had to deal with my panic attacks, my anxiety, my flashbacks, my trauma. They lived through it, and they made it through it with me. And so I'm trying to repair those relationships, repair what I've done wrong, and make kindness and love and happiness my priority. Yeah, do I feel like I got wronged a couple times? Yeah. But I was the root of the problem. So I suck it up and say, hey, I was a lot of the problem here. This is their reaction to it. That's being self-aware. They were just doing that because they were hurt, they were lost, they didn't know what was going on, they were upset, they were frustrated. It was because of how I was. So they were angry at me. It's a given. Angry and hateful because of how I was. And that was my fault. So do I hold that against them? I let it go. That is maturity. Hopefully you don't have to be older than 30, back to that point, to realize those things. So, I'm hoping. Anyway, so it's about that time. Alright. What do do we have? I need some water. Ooh, my arm's asleep. All right. What we have here today. All right. Put that over there. Gotta get my elbows are sharp. I need to move my muscle mass back up. I've lost a little bit of muscle mass. Okay, pork tenderloin. 1 large egg lightly beaten. 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. 1/4 cup of grainy mustard. Half a cup or half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Half a cup of all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. 2 1-pound pork tenderloins, patted dry, cut crossways into thirds. This is a boneless loin, so I'm thinking I can cut that into a half and cut that into thirds. Now there's a little fat on it, which will fry off a little bit. I'll cut it off. But it says 8/27/24. This needs 8. It is a year old, so it needs 8. It's still really, really cold, but it's defrosted. So that's what I'm going to use. It says it's a loin, boneless loin. All right. So that's what we got. We're going to see if it works. It says here cooking spray. You need it also. We have here what I told you about yesterday. Kroger vegetable oil. Do not use Pam or a non-stick on. Don't use on seasoned cast iron pans either, but don't use it on non-stick pots and pans and stuff. It will ruin it. Pam will ruin it. It'll take the non-stick away. So when it says cooking spray, I'm going to use this cooking spray. Alright. In a shallow dish, whisk together egg, mayo, mustard, and pepper combined with flour and salt in another shallow dish. Insert the crisping basket into the foodie inner pot. Drop the crisping lid. Set the foodie to broil for about 5 minutes to preheat. Meanwhile, gently dredge the tenderloin piece in the flour. Then dip them into the mayonnaise mixture to coat well on all sides. Lift the lid and heavily spray the crisping basket with cooking spray. Then place the meat in the basket. Drop the crisping lid. Set the foodie to bake to roast 375 for 15 minutes. Or until the crust of the tenderloin is set to an instant read thermometer. Inserted into a piece of meat. Reads 145. No. It says up here, I think, super delicious paired with braised greens on this page. Okay, it says here, add a little richness to the acidity to the meat while also ensuring the even cooking. I like my tenderloin juicy and a little rosy in the center. No rosy in the center. What we want is 165 or higher. We don't want it fried, blackened. But we want this thing cooked thoroughly. We don't want little creepy crawlers creeping and crawling in our gut. No. Not good. You don't want an upset belly either. Uncooked pork will upset your belly like you wouldn't believe. Trust me, I ate some brats that weren't cooked all the way. I was not happy. I was not a happy little camper. So, cooked pork all the way. Cooked chicken all the way. Beef, I like a little red. I like really red. But it's beef. Okay? Let the tenderloin food rest in the foodie for 5 minutes. Okay. We're going to do that second. We're going to do this one last. We're going to do the apple onion. We're going to do it first. Okay, it says here 1/2 cup of plus 3 tablespoons of, pardon me, I'm sorry, olive oil, salt and pepper, 2 heads of dino kale, 1/4 head of red cabbage, 1/2 cup of shaved Parmesan cheese, 1 large egg yolk, 4 anchovy fillets, 3 cloves of garlic smashed, 2 lemons, 2 Dijon mustard packets. Now this guy was Struggle Mills. I forget his name. I didn't have it up here. I really liked this chef. He was down to earth. He used stuff. It was cost effective, and he made it taste good. This tastes good. So we're going to enjoy that. So basically, he says here, we're not heating up the oven today. We're not slicing the bread. No croutons. Poo-poo on the croutons. Wash and dry the kale. Mine was pretty washed up pretty good. We'll wash it up again. Remove the stems. Stack 2 to 3 leaves on top of each other. Roll them up. Be good. Slice the rolls of the kale with a sharp knife and create thin strips. Repeat with remaining kale. Thinly slice the cabbage. Add the kale and cabbage to a large bowl. Sprinkle with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and gently massage until it becomes soft. It will. Set aside while you prepare the dressing. In a small bowl jar, my mason jar. Is this the one that says mason? It says mason on it. I love drinking out of these in the summertime. Some iced tea. Basically, you put the anchovies, the garlic, drizzle with olive oil. And I bought this blender. That's not the right one. Let me find the right one. Embarrassed. Is that the right one? Oh. I gave it back to my mom. She was like, give me all my jars back. Okay, well, we'll put it in here. This is a mason jar too. So we'll do that. Do not get the cord in the water. So there's that. So that's what we'll do on that. In the meantime, doing that one last. All right. What we got here is the apple and onion, sweet onion, fried apples. Fried onions, sweet onions, and apples. 4 tablespoons unsalted butter. 2 sweet onions sliced. Kosher salt. Let's get this out. 2 sweet onions. Four Granny Smith apples. I was having a good conversation with the mud. They're a little harder, little stuff, so they'll hold up to the frying, and they'll taste good too. The Apple Fest will be coming into Jackson. I've never gone. If I want COVID, I'll go. Those don't look like very much. We're gonna do 6 because I used to greenie apples like that was a greenie apple, like 2 of those. All right. 3 tablespoons of sugar. Got the sugar over there. Get the cinnamon over there. Melt butter in a large non-stick skillet over medium to low heat. Add the onions and pinch of salt. Cook stirring. No, that sounds good. Cook stirring occasionally until tender and golden, 45 to 55 minutes. Add the apples and sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, the cinnamon, and 3 tablespoons of water. Cook it, stirring until the apples are caramelized, about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Tom Petty's song was going through my head. He was really good in concert. That Echo tour, I didn't care for that too much. But when he got to his old stuff, everybody livened up. That party girl I dated. Party girl. She had 2 kids, older kids, teenagers. Okay, how much butter? 4 tablespoons unsalted butter. Now this is my cast iron pan that I burnt the hell out of my finger. You see, it's popped the bubble. That is one hell of a callus. I put Neosporin on it. I put that aloe on it. Four. Birthday's coming up. What are we gonna do for my birthday, guys? I don't need money. You want to give money, you can give it to charities, the St. Jude or Bungee Foundation. So I don't need the problem with my taxes. I done made some extra money last year, or this year, and well, before taxes this year, and I had to put it on my taxes. Mucked it all up. So I was seasoning, or I was putting vegetable oil on this and baking it in the oven at 450, and I got that pan out of there, grabbed a hold of that, and the I didn't grab it through the rubber side of the pad, and grabbed it on the side of it, and then I had to hold on because I lifted it up real quick, get it out of there. I didn't want it to fall on the door and break the door, and I held on to it until I got it to the top of the stove, and by then my hand was screaming at me. And I just, all of that burns. It was, oh my God, my hand's gonna melt. Mind over matter, I guess. Stupidity. Put the pan down. I was gonna drop it. It's my 50th birthday, guys. Oh my God, he's over the hill. He's ancient. He's old. You gotta remember, I lost 17 years of my life to my disability, where I couldn't do nothing hardly, think, or anything else. I was over medicated, traumatized, PTSD. So here a couple years ago, I felt like I started off where I left off at 33. I still realize how much time I lost, or realize more and more how much time I've lost. All from a serial killer doctor, and doctors that just rewrote the scripts. And the same thing he did over and over and over again for years. A medical doctor that should have never taken care of my psychological medication. She helped us out. We couldn't find a psychiatrist. Mom was helping me because I couldn't do it. I lost so many. I lost so much. I lost so much. But I'm better. And I've started my new life living large, doing the best I can. I'm happy. I am happy. I wish my parents were younger. Took a lot out of them too. But I'm growing. I'm I'm growing flowers. I'm happy. I'm prospering. I'm prospering. Yes. It's better good. All right. So my 50th birthday. What am I gonna cook? I've never baked. Oh, I did bake mama cake. Baked her a red food cake, and that cake was on sale. Betty Crocker, I think it was, and it had so much food coloring in it. She's like, "What in the hell did you do to the cake?" I said, "I just baked it, Mom." She said that was red. So I have baked a cake before. I'm more into pies. Angel food cake. We could try to make an angel food cake, my favorite cake. There we go. That's an idea. That's in October. These are so small. All the stuff is like that this year. So I think that'd be good. Break down and get a steak, get a ribeye, cook it on the grill. All it needs to do is get warmed up. that sounds good. A ribeye. What else we could have? We could have bread. Make some homemade bread. Bake a cake. Bake an angel food cake. I gotta get a little tray for it thing to cook it. We'll do that. Let's see what else. Let's see. Everything should be go for tomorrow night. For should be. I guess the kids are adjusting to school a little rough, or the little one is, which is understandable. Adjusting to school rough, it's sad. I remember them days. So they are going to need a little extra love, guys. Don't forget it's a family show. So we may start on time between 7:30 and 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. Put a little one to bed. Tomorrow morning will be regular showtime. Bunch of Destiny. I'm going to play my heart out in Destiny tomorrow. Watch, I only played 2.5 hours or something. I'm going to play some Destiny today. I got all my stuff done. I got to clean up some of my grass I pulled up. I got it in piles out there in the yard. And I got to do the sidewalk yet. Yes, I put weed killer down. Twice in some areas. So that's going on. Let's see what else. Wednesday I have therapy. Tuesday should be quiet. Tuesday is recovery day from Monday now. Gonna relax. Then Thursday we'll be back at it. To the grind. To the grind. Trying to get to my goal's like 3.25, 300. Get some get all 4 armor, whatever level that is to get level 4 armor. And call it there. This 500 or everything else, 270 will get you into this. I forget what's you're locked out on at 270. GMs, I think. Unlock all that. breakfast dishes. Get those knocked out. All right. 5 million more years to go on this. I've been extra thirsty today. Like really thirsty. All right. This is taking forever, isn't it? Should I make the salad? That's going to be a while. I'll sit here and shoot the shit with you. So, I don't know what else is going on. I don't know. Set goals for yourself. Short-term and long-term goals. Set things that you want to do. Some happy things. Some things that are positive to make you grow in your personal life. There's a family member a couple years ago. I was trying to get him to understand that he needed to grow and grow outside and to adapt into new things because he was stuck in a rut and it was killing him. And you got to grow. You got to try new things, do new things, cook new foods, see new people, visit new places. You got to do it. Maybe not in that order, maybe not that much, but you got to do some stuff. So, read some books and, cuddle up with a good movie and those kind of things. It's very important. It's self-love, that self-nurturing, the healing. People say, well, I rested, I healed. Well, yes, you healed some, but did you mend yourself? Did you put yourself back together? Did you make yourself stronger? And the world out there will take a chunk out of you every time you walk out the front door. So, surround yourself with good people. And you'll save a lot of headaches and hassles. Find a job that you want to do. That's really good. Find a job that you want to. You're going to be spending so much time with your job. Find a job that you love. I love my job. I loved it entirely too much. I had a psychologist, a doctor, say, well, what's your favorite job? What is your job you would love to do? I said, I had that job. I owned my own company. I did my own thing. I took care of things, very complicated, made lots of money, talked to some very interesting people. made friends and everything else. Very interesting people, and had the time of my life. Oh, so I loved what I did. Air conditioning. Everybody wants air conditioning all across the globe. You don't want air conditioning, you want heating and air. That's what I did. I did the computers that controlled it, and it was an adventure. It was nothing but an adventure. But everything in my life was an adventure until it blew up. So you got the downside to it, to being bipolar. But I can say I've done some really cool stuff. I let the camera hang up there. Nobody here to tell me. Kind of like drying paint anyway. It's kind of just kind of like, okay. If you find a job that you love to do, you may not be doing it right now, but self growth, find the skills, learn the skills. I was a janitor, sweeping, mopping floors, scrubbing toilets, cleaning up other people's shit. And I went back to school. I went back to school, trade school. Went 4 hours a day through the week, 4 days a week, and worked a second shift, 3 to 11:30, and worked my ass off. Lost my marriage. Wife hated me. Lost all my stuff. But I was determined. I made it through it. And I changed my whole life. Learned the skills. And then after that, I was me. I was friendly. I was kind. I was courteous. I was loving. I was young. I was innocent. I don't know how innocent I was, but I was naive is a better way to put that. And the country boy put in the middle of the big city, even after my wife, ex-wife, and my professor asked me to go work at the Fortune 100 company, Johnson Controls, in the call center, providing tech support for the U.S. I started off at turning on and off lights, stupid, basic stuff. And did the best I could. And I jumped up my career there too. And got the skills. I never stopped learning. If there was something, I grabbed a hold of it and learned how to do this. And it was new. I talked to engineering and learned how to do this. I got in trouble. I learned how to do this. Took care of the customer. I took care of the customer. That's when customers were important. And I took care. This was a problem. I took care of the end customer, the contractor that was working for us, and built my own reputation up. And it was phenomenal. but I never stop learning. You know, no matter. I think that's overkill for this project. And never stop learning. Every time I had a chance, I was learning something new. I learned all the gap stuff, all the beta stuff, alpha stuff, software. Took care of the customers, stayed over and worked. Now I dated a couple women I worked with. That was a big no-no. Don't shit where you eat. When it ends, if it doesn't end well, there's going to be hell to pay. But I was young. I was stupid, foolish. Thought I was invincible. And one did turn out that way. And she got the other one fired. Big freaking fiasco. Tried to get me involved, get me fired. She wanted me fired. She also had authority over me. She ended up being my boss for a minute. She didn't know what the hell she was doing in this call center, being the head of marketing. They put her in charge. Life, stories. Do I have stories? Some people would call them screw ups too. That was a pretty big mistake. They say I wasn't innocent in the whole situation. She started off the relationship not wanting anybody to know about it being top secret, which should have sent a red flag up. And asked me tons of questions about the call center, about my ex-professor. Wanted to know all this stuff about him. And when she broke up with me, I told everybody we were dating. She was pissed. So my little personal drama thing in the middle of work. Until about 6 months later or so, I started dating a much younger young lady. I was already young. I was, say, 25 at the time, 24. So she was actually about my age. Believe it or not, the smell's really good. Alright. Salted butter, sweet onions, 3 tablespoons of sugar. Half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Make it a quarter. I did not get more. I went cheap. I said this tasted just fine. Three tablespoons of water. Smells like fall. Apples and cinnamon and sugar. Onions a little extra. Turn the heat back up. Drink some water. Smells awesome. Smells absolutely, positively awesome. So anyway, that didn't end well with the young lady. She got fired. We were working on a Saturday, and this other girl was Vicky's. Well, that was the head of marketing was Vicky, and her little person that was watching out over the call center that day. She was working the phones. Just jumped all over. Arlene was her name, and got rid of her. They were screaming and hollering. I was on the phone. Uh, don't date where you work. Sorry, a trip down memory lane. Things that didn't turn out well after that with her and I either. So I was sad. Very sad about that one. Arlene, very sad. Work drove me into the ground. She's the one, these the bus, the Homer bus you see in the background in there. She took me to the gallery hop downtown and got that one, the Aztec calendar in here. We got Aphrodite. What else? We got a couple other things. Those got broken, but I have those two left. Let's see what else. I don't know. Personal development. The point is, you should not date people at work. That's one. That's like a big one. And two, never stop learning. If they lay you off, if they shuffle you around, they can't take from you what you learned. So you get laid off, or in a situation where you have to quit, or they force you out, or whatever else. Learn as much as you can. There is free time, in office jobs or in the field. If you're doing something in the field, learn as much as you can, and never stop learning. I didn't stop learning until I quit. Walked away at 33 in December 2008. You gotta hold in there. And I can't emphasize enough just building on the relationships, building friendships, building all those networks and all that kind of stuff that is so important. You heard that my professor, the one that got me the job at the Fortune 100 company, and I was working two jobs at the time. I was working at an air conditioning company and I was working at a manufacturing plant. And I quit both of those and I made the same amount of money in that one job as I did as those two combined. turning into a gooey mess. I'm going to have to rinse this off when I get done. Since I'm the only one eating out of this, let me try one. They're almost done. They're still a little hard. Turn that down a little bit. Good morning, sis. How are ya? Coffee. I've done had my coffee. I totally understand. Well, I'm glad you're here this morning. It's good to have you here. Like I tell everybody, it's a family show. What we have been doing is the apple cinnamon onion, sweet onion dessert. We've been making it. So it's been just basically onions that are caramelized, Granny Smith apples that are put in there. After that, and 3 tablespoons of sugar, 3 tablespoons of water, and a or a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. That's all there is to it. Food. It's all about how they are prepared. Another minute or so, we'll take these off. All right. sometimes it'd take a freaking sledgehammer to get that stuff off there. Alright, we got that one done. Very good. Tasted and smells awesome in here, guys. Smells awesome. Alright, we're doing this salad last. In a shallow dish. I don't even know what to do with that. Alright. Have to move this out of the way. Chat, I'll have to be back later. I'll check on you from time to time. Alright. One large egg, lightly beaten. Eggs are still high. Okay, I'll be here. Okay, egg. Alright. 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. just check the dates. December. We're in good shape. Well, that's just right at the cusp. Quarter cup. With that, we'll come back. Says I got till 9/2/25. I just got it at the beginning of the month. That's the 10th. Or did I get that last month? I might get it last month. Throwing water everywhere. It's a water fight. pepper. A little bit of salt. Pardon me, guys. Sorry. Making big messes. Thanks for being here, sis. I didn't get the huh. Alright, I'll be back. I'm over here. I'll check on the phone. My Kindle, I can't figure out how to update it. I don't know if they allow it to be updated, if the hardware will allow it to be updated. I'll try that again today too. Half a cup all-purpose flour. Oh yeah, that looks pretty caramelized in that pan, that new freshly seasoned pan. My dredging. We need to get this thing going. That's wet. That is wet. Everybody cool in there. Everybody's cool. Air crisper 375. Alright, need to make the big mess now, people. Oh, the expiration date on the Grey Poupon, I didn't know it expired so quick. The Grey Poupon 9, my hands are shaking today. 9/2/2025. I'll use most of it today. All right. That. The boneless loin, tenderloin. What I plan to do with it is the kale Caesar salad has mustard in it too, and I'm going to use a bunch of it in there. And the kale Caesar. The kale Caesar salad, which is pretty good. Good knife. Good knife. I'm going to stick that in the refrigerator. Don't touch it. I'll make some more later. Okay. Says in a shallow dish, whisk together egg, mayonnaise, mustard, and pepper. Combine this flour and salt. I put the salt in the other one, but that's alright. Insert the cruising basket in the foodie, inner pot. Yep. Let spray basket. Drop the cruising. Meanwhile, gently dredge the tenderloin pieces in the flour. Then dip them in mayonnaise mixture to coat well on all sides. $3.75 for 20 minutes. don't need this no more. Don't need that. I need that to do the kale, so I gotta work it. I get another one I can do the kale. All right. $20. 've been slimed. Do some dishes here, guys. Catch up. I'm way behind. Well, with the kale, when you put the red cabbage with it and the Caesar salad dressing, the anchovies, the olive oil, and all that, it's not so bad. It's really, really good. And as people say, ooh, anchovies, and I thought the same thing until I had this, like, I seen the guy make it in his little homey, little makeshift kind of studio there. It was a professional studio, but it was homey because of struggle meals, and I was like, I'm going to try that. And I had to hunt down the website, Struggle Meals. It was on, what the hell was the name of that channel? Gusto. And I found the recipe, and I tried it. And I had to buy the immersion blender and do a few things like that. But I was like, this is really good. You know, so I made it 2 or 3 more times and called it quits for a while, and here I am making it again because I liked it so much. I didn't put the cooking spray in there. That's all right. Refresh. I smell the gray poupon cooking away. that thing's going to be a mess. 12 minutes to hang out. My kid sister gave me a wonderful present. It's a little thermometer with an LED. This thing with it's got a light. It's wonderful. I definitely like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's come in handy a whole lot. Oh, tomorrow in Ohio is going to be 75 and the temperature is going to get down below 50 this week. This whole week is a big temperature change. A little early for Labor Day, like I was talking about earlier, the end of summer, the official end of summer. And people are going to want to start their furnaces in some parts of the world. Some people are going to, enjoy the nice cool weather. But if you're one that, don't like it 65 degrees, 60 in your house or something when you wake up in the morning, you have to start your furnace. Now start your furnace when the significant other is there. And when you start the furnace and put it in heat mode, let it run for a minute, it's going to smoke. It's going to burn off all that dust that's on the electric lines, on the combustion chamber, whatever you have. There's a film of dust on it. And it's going to be real smoky. It'll probably set off the smoke detectors. So be prepared. Do that while somebody's there with you in case there is a problem. If you got kids, you can get them out of there, do something, so play it smart. It is the real deal, but you shouldn't really have any problems. Just fire it up and let it burn off a little bit. Don't be too scared. Be nervous. It's good to be nervous. And watch it. Make sure it clears out. Open the windows and the doors and air it out. But then you should be ready, change your filters. Always change your filters once a month. Put HEPA filters in there or pleated filters. With all this stuff, contaminants in the air and everything else anymore, it's nice to have a good, nice, heavy-duty filter in there. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're well worth it. I run those in mine. I found them on the cheap on Amazon. I think for 5 of them, $38 or something. So they're not too bad. So they could be better, but they fit in my 16 by 20 by 1 is the filter size I have, and it fits in my furnace just fine. So be wary of that. Or have a certified technician come out, charge you whatever it is, and have him start up your furnace and check out all your gas pressures and all your pressures and make sure there's no carbon monoxide leaking and all that kind of stuff. And you should always have a carbon monoxide, 2 or 3 of them in your house on your floors to watch out for the dogs, the cats, and the people. Be careful with carbon monoxide. You can't see it, but it is deadly. So please put up your carbon monoxide detectors too, and change the battery in your smoke detector. I know a lot of people aren't ready for it. I fired mine up this morning. It got a little chilly in here, so I was like, well, I'll just fire it up and set off the smoke detectors at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was. I was trying to stay awake. I was sleepy. I got up at 12:30. Yeah, I had a hard time sleeping last night for whatever the problem. Then again, the last 2 days I've gotten really, really good sleep, like 7 or 8 hours of sleep. So I was bound to be up for a night. Well, I tell you what, guys, I need to use the restroom real quick. All this water. I will put this on pause, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I can see me on the phone. How in the hell is everybody doing? How you doing, sis? Ah, you love them puzzles like Dad and Mom do. 1 minute 32 seconds before we check the temp. Alright, 52. Let's check it. Ooh, those look tasty. Now we're looking for 165. I always like having the light on. We're about 40 degrees away, so we're another, let's put them in for 15 minutes. We're only at 105 on the one on the far left side, and the one at the top was it 115, and the one on the right was 120. So we were far, far away from temperature. I'm not eating any pork that's red. Not good. Not good. Alright, I had to confirm my doctor's appointment for Wednesday, or my therapist appointment. Let's see what else is happening. I don't know, we covered a lot today. Live in the moment. The greats said that. The greats. So other than that, hell, looking forward to Monday. Gonna be a super day of destiny. Excited, excited. I gotta play more Destiny. I'm not playing enough Destiny. I am not. Alright, been 5 minutes. Let's check. Looks like all the goop's wanting to fall off of it. Jiminy crickets, where are we going? That one's 144. That's 144. That one's 142. Perfect. Alright, we got done with this one. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. It smells good. It smells good. So what's everybody got planned for the day, rest of the day? Let's see here. I'm gonna clean up my mess, sweep them off the house. Already cleaned the bathroom this morning, and put my laptop back together in the game room, and play some Destiny, take a nap, get charged up for the big tomorrow, and eat big. I'm gonna eat big today. It's gonna be a big eating day. I've been on a one or two potato for dinner, made in the oven, and light lunches, ramen noodles. I've been trying to cut back. I've lost some weight. I'm trying to keep it off and trying to get some more off. crack monkey. My hands are wet. I'll get him. I'll get him. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, crack monkey's still showing up. Walk to the store, that sounds exciting, Eliza. You said you went to the leg muscles of a triathlete. So I guess you're working on it, huh? Them being such short legs, you shouldn't have to, put too many big giant muscles on there. The kids love it. Oh, that's cool. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Alright, been 5 more minutes. $183. 168. 184. Get off there. Get off there, Pilgrim. Good morning, Amber. Hey, I understand the lawn work, buddy. Take it easy. I'm glad to have you here. As always, you're more than welcome. I'm always happy when you're here. Hopefully lawn work didn't get you too bad. We'll get that in a minute. All right. Now for the Caesar salad, or kale salad. Kale Caesar. Don't drop it, Eldo. My hands are shaking bad today. Okay. See, that was going to turn out too bad. I wish the goop would have stayed on there more. It leaked off. Can you see those? Not too bad. They smell good. We'll find out. Put you over there, you'll be fine. All right. heads of dino kale. That's a lot of kale. We're just going to do one because the head is pretty big. It's been washed. See this monster? That is some kale. Can you see it? Oh, you see it pretty good. Move it down a little bit. It's actually all frosty. That's a lot of kale for old Eldo's belly. We'll get it cut up and see what it looks like. Don't chop off your finger, Eldo. It's Sunday. Emergency room is 3 minutes away. But don't cut off your finger anyway. That one's a little icy. Get my fridge turned down too low. The guinea pigs are drooling over the kale. the kale. Yeah, I lost some. Kale everywhere. That is a lot of kale. Alright, red-headed cabbage. the store and get a gallon of milk too. All right. Clean up my mess first. All right. Wash my fingers. All right. I better like that salad, huh? There's a big old giant bowl of it. All right. That's a lot of food. Here's what we're going to do. We need to dissect an egg. We need garlic. Juice of 2 lemons. Dijon mustard bit. Alright. And 1 egg. I went in there for the egg first. I didn't even get one. Alright. We used to eat raw eggs when we were kids. The end of the world wasn't going to happen if it did. Four anchovy fillets. I was going to do something, but not everybody showed up today, so it's alright. I was going to eat one of these raw right out of the tub if somebody donated $1 or two to St. Jude or to the Bungee Foundation. But it's a small crew today, it's alright. Closer friends, closer friends. I don't mind at all, keeps my anxiety down today. These are pretty heavy duty ones. Alright, for those, put you someplace safe. Put you over here. In case I'm going to make some more juice later. 3 cloves of garlic smashed. Just 3. What was I thinking? cut my finger earlier. And I just got some garlic juice in it. And I've never done that before. And that is spicy on my cut. Alright. Simple life. Simple life. Oh, I know when I'm making a mistake. I wore this loose fitting shirt thinking I'd cover it up with my Star Wars apron. At least the last shot would be in the Star Wars apron. I forgot. Probably won't need wash today. Alright. 2 lemons. Lemon in the cut doesn't feel good either. Yippee-yi-yay, cowboys. Alright, that was a mess. Alright, what else are we doing? Two teaspoons of Dijon mustard. How about a little extra lemon on that? Alright, almost to the fun part. I love these knives, overpaid like hell. I mean, I really overpaid for them, but my little knife block, I like it. I debated it forever on what I wanted to get. I like it, turned out well. Okay, it said on the secret squirrel shit, half a cup of olive oil. It says slowly pour in there. I'll make a mess to beat the band three times over. I'll work it. It's in a big jar. Alright. Does not look like enough goop. Enough goop for that big old pile of salad. Alright, close your ears. Turn down the sound. Sound warning. Turn down the sound. Smells really good. And you see, no, you can't even tell there's an anchovy in there. Missed my mouth. That's all right. All right. Great Grandma Smith spoon. Where did I hide it? Great Grandma Smith, Bertine Smith. Her husband was Eldon. That is a ton of salad. Doctors wanted me to eat more vegetables. They all did. Well, here you go. Is anybody paying attention? All right. Should we use the fancy plates today? My French plates, they've been through the war. All right, we'll do that. Little dusties on them from sitting on the shelf. Everybody knows about that kind of stuff. All right. Everything's right in the world. You are filthy. All right. Get a little bit of this, Grandma, Great Grandma. Put that in the fridge. made it in the muck. The rolls in there upside down where it fell out before. Oh. The apple goop. Smells like the onion in there. Need a little one. That's a big meal. All right, little prayer. Thank you, God, for the food and friends. Okay, amen. All right, let's check this out. Let's move this over here off the stove so I'm more comfortable. I need a little tissue paper. Need a knife. Let's check out if you love onions, this is for you. I love onions. The apple is soft and caramelized. You can taste that caramel sugar, but you can really taste the onions that got cooked, that got golden. Maybe a little too golden. Sugar really pronounces it. But it's alright. Not something I'd exactly cook for a dinner party. Unless there wanted to be questions. What is this? It's alright, it's different. It goes well together. Butter helped. It's supposed to be paired with the pork. So let's try the pork. It's done. Tastes like breaded pork chops. It tastes good. Yeah. Sharp taste to it with the mustard. I think a little bit of the onions from the apple onion combo. Servable to family and friends, definitely. Find a way to get the goop to stick to it better. That'd be key. And maybe making a sauce. Make up the sauce that you dipped it in, except for the egg. The Dijon mustard and what else was in that? Mayo and garlic. Just mix it all up and make a little dipping dishes. I think that would really spicing it up a little bit. I think that would be good. Yeah, it's very doable. Very good. The pork, a winner. The apples and onions, okay, works once in a blue moon. The pork, the mustard roasted pork, very good. Now, the kale, Caesar, salad. The green of the kale, very, very, very forefront. The red cabbage, very forefront, crunchy, adds a nice bite to it. Not enough dressing for me. It's a light coated dressing. That was a big old bowl of salad. I'll make another batch of dressing to put on there. The lemon, I went to a cheaper olive oil this month too. The lemon's very apparent. Olive oil. I put extra mustard in it. But it wasn't overwhelming the salad. The dressing isn't overwhelming the salad, and I think that's the point of it. It tastes good. Pardon me. Great uh, talk. Cheap to put together. Kale salad. Very cheap to put together. The grape upon I went over the top, but it tastes good. Pork tenderloin. I think it said 12 bucks on the top of it. Very, very cheap. Dijon mustard. Used it with the kale. Grape upon. Very good. It was pretty cheap to put together. The apples, though, the apples were a little bit more expensive. The onions were about 75 cents a piece, and the onions were 75 cents a piece, and the apples were like $6 for that bag of little apples. So that was expensive just for that. But really, I get enough meals here. Hook me up for my days off. I'll eat big today. Healthy, nice salad, nice protein, and the apples, I'll munch on those just because they're different. I like onions. I like the sugar. I have no sugar in my diet. So they're very good. So my nose is running away. I apologize. Uncle Eldon, hello, Marilyn or Maddie. How are you today? You are my favorite niece. I love you so much. How are you doing this morning? Are you gonna walk to the store with your mom later? You're probably gone. Sorry I missed you, Madeline. I was doing my review of the food. It was pretty good. I'm sorry. Well, give a big old hug to that little niece of mine. And the other one, give her hugs. Her birthday's coming up. Hopefully, she read that piece of paper I sent you for the how to improve your life 10 ways to how to improve your life. It really does work. I know it's a lot for a 16-year-old, but that's the best time for it. So, guys, it's been real. Hugs to everybody. Much love. I love you guys. I love you. Madeline, I love you. I missed her. My fault. Anyway, guys, I love you too. I hope you have a great Sunday, the Destiny Monday, the supercharged, super duper Destiny Monday morning and evening shows will be going on. And if you missed part of the VOD or want somebody else to catch a funny part, I don't know how funny I was today. I had some heartfelt meaning this morning. I thought it was pretty good. And please share it, pass it on. It'll be up on YouTube too, under Eldon Klein. Everything's under Eldon Klein. So some of the people that I love that I in my past that I missed and want to talk to me can find me. So I'm putting it all out on my socials, doing many things at once. I'm sure there's a few monsters that found me too, but I'll deal with those. Anyway, I hope you have a fabulous afternoon. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you online on Discord or tomorrow morning. See you guys.